It's erotic horror starring sock puppets. Are you still here? Okay, let's go. Hello, my name is Margaret Adele, and welcome to another indie book review. And this is the weirdest book I have ever had on my review list. And for point of reference, my review list has had a book all about sentient potatoes taking over the world and an evil Santa Claus from an alternate dimension becoming a serial killer. And this one is still weirder. So today, I am reviewing A Puppet Scorned by Jamie Kort. This is an erotic horror short story all about sock puppets. Literally, the characters are sock puppets in an attic doing erotic horror sock puppet things. I do not understand the mechanics of how they work. I'm still not quite sure how they move around, if they're literally like socks just kind of like inching across the floor, or if they're literally supposed to look like they have a hand in them even when they don't, because there's no humans in this story, like no references to humans even. They don't seem to like even realize that they're in a human's attic. They're just always where they've been. So this is about Camille and Brad, a couple of socks with googly eyes who are googly-eyed for each other. That was a bad pun, I'm sorry. And they get some new knitting accoutrement in the attic, and they start messing around with knitting needles and basically discover sock puppet sex with knitting needles. They call it love knitting. Again, not sure the mechanics of it entirely, but the writing tone definitely has like erotic tones to it. So it's definitely meant to be erotic in that way, but it's also meant to be disturbing because in their love knitting, they accidentally create a baby, which, true to form, okay. And this baby, because they don't have any more googly eyes, like they don't have the way to make the baby a sock puppet, it's just a sentient sock. And so it's like an abomination in their eyes, which, okay, actual babies are born without eyes or with other facial deformities. So like, you could read a theme into that if you wanted to. I highly doubt that's what the author was going for. But, basically, Brad is horrified, doesn't want to be near the thing. The problem is that the thing is literally still attached to Camille by the thread, and she loves their, did she even name the baby? I don't remember. And horror ensues. It's a very, very short story. I believe the copy I read was like 45 pages, and there's like giant amounts of space between the paragraphs. On Goodreads, I think it's something like 30 pages. It's really short, but it's highly disturbing, a lot more than I thought it was going to be. I was like, oh, they're sock puppets. It's probably just going to be like spoopy and silly. I was wrong. It was disturbing. I guess you could call it body horror because certain horrific things do happen to other sock character bodies, but they're socks. So it's like, you're not gonna imagine the body horror happening necessarily to you because they're socks. And I don't know how else to describe that. Eventually I just had to give up even trying to guess how the mechanics of them moving around were working and just kind of go with it. But then came the end. The reveal and the last final plot beat of the entire thing. I literally gagged. I actually gagged on what happened. And I want to stop thinking about it right now. This is one of those books or short stories, works of fiction, whatever, that is gonna have the teeniest, tiniest, nichest of audiences. But that teeny tiny niche audience is absolutely gonna adore this. I don't even know who to suggest this for. Maybe if you like the idea of sentient potato overlords and body horror, maybe you are the Venn diagram for this story. I'm almost tempted just to like make a list of the weirdest stories that I've read just so I can put this one at number 1 because it is something else. And I do feel like I am proving my weirdo hipster cred here by reviewing this. I'm not going to lie. I did give it 5 stars. And that might sound weird. But for me, it's always important when reviewing a book to review it by its intentions. This book intended on being erotic, it intended on being horror, and it intended on being super strange. And it hit the mark on all 3 points. Now, I feel like there should be trigger warnings, right? Kind of, because it is body horror, and there are what is technically sex scenes, multiple, but it sucks. So, like, I don't know. There's horror, but, like, there's no blood because they're made of yarn. So I have honestly no idea what trigger warnings to put for this. I think the author did put some on, like, the Goodreads or something, but all of them have the word sock puppet in front of it. However, I urge you, if you are intending on reading this one, to take the horror elements seriously, because it does get really dark and twisted. It's not spoopy. It's straight up horrific. So be on the lookout for that. And in general, I honestly don't know if anyone is gonna buy it off this video. I have no idea the exact tastes of my viewing audience, but I'm also really interested to see if someone does read this. Please comment, message me something. Please tell me your thoughts because I'm so interested. I need to know what other people are saying about this. Now, if you are an indie author and you're interested in a review, something like this one, you can contact me. I will have all of that information down in the description below. Please be sure to read through my review policy. It answers a lot of questions and saves us a lot of time. And with nothing else to say, I hope you have a wonderful day and a marvelous tomorrow.